there, it's Chef Paul, and I'm back in the DK kitchen here at Henry Ford, West Bloomfield. And I don't know about you, but I just love Sunday brunch. Sunday brunch for me, every other day of the week I'll have some cut up greens and some strawberries and some chia and some oats or some cereal, little almond milk that we made earlier, maybe coconut yogurt on top. And that's my normal go-to breakfast. But on Sunday, I like something a little different. Now, in times gone past, I would have had eggs, I would have had pancakes. I still do pancakes, but I do them a little differently now. But I would have had eggs, and I would have had potato and other things like that, that really tell me that it's Sunday brunch. Well, I've got a really great Sunday brunch idea for you that I'm going to share with you today. And this, trust me, this is just a great and delightful brunch to have. We're going to start off with some potato. And these are a couple of different types of potato. I've got sweet potato, red skins, and Yukon Golds. I've got some green onion. I've got a jalapeno. I've got some red, yellow, and orange peppers. I've got some spinach and onion and tomatoes. And my protein for this dish, you may say, well, you know, that's great to have all the vegetables, but where's your protein coming from? Now, I do a couple of different things. Some of the breakfast sausages that are vegan are quite good. Some of the crumbles are quite good. But my go-to and my favorite thing to go to is marinated tofu. Now, this is marinated in a little curry and some spices, and I can add extra spice to it to give a nice flavorful protein add in. Of course, a fat that I'm going to add to this is a beautiful fresh avocado, and I just love avocado. So I'm doing a course at the moment where I'm studying to be able to cook this without any oil. The average chef is not going to do that. They're either going to use a non-stick or they're going to use some sort of oil. So today I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use a little coconut oil in my pan, and just a little bit. Remember, you're getting the fats from the avocado. This is just going to help lubricate the pan a little so that your potatoes don't stick. We're going to get some heat in there, and we're going to add some aromatics, some onion. Now I'm going to do half in the pan and half later. And again, we're just going to get a little color, little thing going on that, and getting that pan nice and hot. The spinach, you can either wilt it or you can put it in right at the last minute and cover, and that will partially wilt it. I like to chop it up and just kind of mix it in with it. Okay? Now, you can also add garlic here. But Sunday morning, not so much of the garlic for me, just that's a personal thing. And now I'm going to add the potatoes. Now, here's the thing. Put the potatoes in, kind of level them out, crank up your heat, and just let it go. Just don't touch them. Just let them cook, okay? Now, we're going to finish up the rest of the vegetables here. The jalapeno, the thing you have to watch on a jalapeno is the seeds. Today I'm using jalapeno, not habanero. These are quite mild, so I'm going to cut them up with the seeds. And again, you can cut them in bigger chunks or smaller chunks. It's up to you. If you have people that you're feeding as well, larger chunks work better because they can see it, and if they want to take them out, they can. I like these little peppers. I like the little bell peppers like this because I can cut them up, and also too, I don't have to just have half a pepper sitting in my refrigerator until I'm ready to use it again. These you can cut up all of them and use completely. You can do the seeds or not the seeds. It's up to you. I like the seeds. The seeds don't really take away from or do anything bad to the dish. In fact, they add probably a little bit of extra flavor. Now I know you might see a little bit of smoke from the potatoes, but that's good. You just want to rock them, just like that. And then slowly toss. Push, pull back. Push, pull back. Get another layer and let them sit. Okay? The peppers won't take very long to cook, nor will the spinach. So what we're going to do for my dish here is I'm going to take the spinach and I'm going to chiffonade, or that's just a fancy term for just chop it up. Now, if you were doing this without any oil, what you would be doing is using some stock. And the stock, usually a vegetable stock, will help you to move the potatoes around, cook them, help to steam them without them sticking to the bottom of the pan. And again, toss. All right, turn the heat down just a little. And add just a little bit of stock. We're going to add our peppers. We're going to add our tomatoes. We're going to add some more of our onion. And we're just going to toss that all around. I wish we had smell-o-vision. The smell is just phenomenal. We haven't added any spices yet to this dish. Today I've got a little smoked paprika and cumin. And I'm going to add that to my dish. Make sure I get all of that out of there. There we go. And again, just toss it around. Add a little more stock if you need to. And what the stock is going to do is to help to steam the dish. Now, off on the side, you just want to make a little well on the side and put in your tofu chunks. Just like that. Tofu is off on the side over here. Okay? And we're just going to let that sit and warm through. You don't really have to cook the tofu. You just want to warm it through and make sure that it's warmed through completely. We're also going to have on my dish, I like cilantro. I love some fresh cilantro. And I'm just going to roughly chop the cilantro. All right. By adding lots of fresh herbs and fresh vegetables, we're not adding salt. We can add freshly cracked pepper if we like, or I like a few red pepper flakes myself. Okay? And that dish, we're just going to let sit, and when we're ready in just a minute or two, we're going to add the spinach to it before we plate. Let's get our avocado ready. Again, just take the avocado, cut through the middle, turn, and our beautiful fresh avocado there. Look how gorgeous that is. Take a not so sharp knife or a small knife and just cut it at an angle throughout the avocado, just like that. Turn it and go the other way. Make sure you don't cut through the skin and cut through to your fingers. Right? If you take the knife now, just gently around the edge, all of those beautiful little chunks of avocado are just going to pop right out for you. All right, and again, if you need to, turn your heat down just a little and add a little bit of vegetable stock. You can cover it and let it steam through, or you can put a lid on it as well. Yeah. Our dish is almost done. You can take your knife and you can stick it through into the potatoes and feel how nicely done they are. All right, I've got a small green onion that I like to use as a garnish, along with my cilantro. And I also have some vegan cheddar cheese. Okay, we're going to add our spinach now to the dish. And again, we don't want to overcook the spinach. We just want to turn it in and wilt it, because the heat of this dish will continue to cook all of the vegetables and all of the greens. So there's our beautiful tofu. There's our tofu, spinach, and potato brunch. We're going to get ready to plate this dish, but before I do, I always like to taste and see if I need to season anything. In this case, the potatoes are very, very absorbent of any sort of flavor, and it needs just a little bit of salt. Now, if you don't want to use the salt, okay, you can use a little bit of lime or lemon juice, and the lime juice will take over from where the salt. But if you are using salt, there's a couple of things I want to show you about salt that is important. So right down here we've got some different salts. This is the one I use a lot of in my house. It's pink Himalaya salt, and it's in a grinder. And it gets its pink color from the volcanic areas and material that it is embedded with. And so you get that sort of almost earthy, sort of salty taste. These two salts are both French. One is a very coarse salt, and this is a sea salt. So these dry out on the clay beds with the salt water and form beautiful crystals. And for each area that you can harvest this from will give you different flavors of the minerals from the clay beds that they're dried out on. This is similar sort of material, but is very, very fine, and this is called a finishing salt. This is not the sort of stuff that you put into your pan to boil your pasta. This is not the little iodized umbrella girl salt. This is a finishing salt that will have its own characteristic and flavor. And this is a wonderful little collection. This happens to be a black lava sea salt. This one here happens to be a smoked bacon chipotle sea salt. This one here is a bamboo jade sea salt. This one has rosemary infused with it. This one has a garlic spice added to it. And this has a pepper added to it. All of these are finishing salts and will add their own distinct flavor in salt. Remember, 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day is your absolute maximum daily allowance, and most processed foods are really high in sodium, so you want to cut back on the sodium. But to finish this off, I'm going to use a little bit of the beautiful sea salt and the mineral salt here, and just add that. Let's plate this dish here. Let's take out the tofu first, put that on our side, just like this. This is my protein. And look at all these beautiful vegetables that we can add to this dish right now. I would serve these on a Sunday with a corn tortilla, or you can just do it with corn tortilla chips. And now we're going to finish that off with some cilantro. A little bit of the cheese that is vegan, and then, of course, this beautiful avocado. What a delightful brunch, and so easy, but so nutritious. There's our beautiful plate. We hope you're going to enjoy it, and have a great, great Sunday brunch with Chef Paul.